work. Shower me with praise. Fulfill our pact. Suffer the wrath of each light of the blazing sun. Rise with the sun. I'm going in. Let the world collide. Show no mercy. You two. Time to end them. Pyroclastic surge. Incinerate.
Cara, eu acho incrível que não muda nada, absolutamente nada do que a gente quer. Incrível. Um ódio mortal. Não basta um dia de combustível, né?
Strike a pose. Suffer the wrath of Ainsley. Light of the blazing sun. Rise with the sun. Let's light it up. Teamwork is dreamwork. Shower me with praise. Let my name echo in song. Get to work. Shift. You two. Time to end them. Pyroclastic surge. Burn it down. Everybody stand back.
Is it time to go?
Stand with me.
Receive my blessing for the everlasting forest.
Oi. Sai.
Surge. A new moon rises.
Our bond is strong.
It all adds up. Can't hide the truth.
Take heart. You toil not in vain.
Apesar dos monstros terem se dispersado, a escuridão não diminuiu. Você pode precisar da ajuda de um profissional que saiba mais sobre a caçada de anos. Não peguei. Quem sabe o que é.
Leave this path. Flow.
Dissipate.
It all adds up. Can't hide the truth. The mystery unravels.
We got lucky. It could have been a trap.
Stand with me.
Lady Damselat. Wait.
And you two? What are you doing at the Kuvaki Experimental Design Bureau? We've been doing our best to mind our own business lately. But if you're just gonna waltz up here like this, you're seriously pressing your luck. Don't blame us for doing what we have to.
You really think that's gonna scare us off? We're not looking for any trouble. I just want to see some...
Do I need to remind you that you're still a wanted fugitive for out of consideration for our former ties and the crisis we're all up against? We'll let...
But...
Vai, querida.
No,
Deixa elas
my lady.
falarem.
Sandrone seems to be in a good mood. Must be maintenance day. So tell me, to what do I owe the... Actually, before you answer that, just so we're clear, we're not colleagues anymore, Columbina. I don't owe you anything. I promise it's nothing big. It seems like you've gotten the wrong idea here. The only reason I let you in was because I was bored. It seemed like a way to kill some time and satisfy whatever miscalculations I may or may not have made in the past. I haven't lost the plot enough to even consider sticking my neck. I'd like to speak with Arlecchino. What? Huh? You mean... I'd like to speak with Arlecchino. No, she's not. Once the work on this facility was completed, she went back with the rooster and Regrader. The only ones in Nodcry are me and... What is it you need to... Barrier is hunting me. If I'm going to face him, I must first retrieve the lost moon. Is that a no, then? As if I need reminding. I was this close to settling things with him before someone decided to whisk me away. Have you held any tea parties lately? Tea parties? Yeah, obviously. You don't seriously think we'd pack it all in just because you aren't here. If anything, they've been more eventful than ever. Just me, Arlecchino, and a bunch of insolent, insensitive guests who won't stop asking where you've gone. I bet you served them the worst tea you have. Just like you used to do to me when I had... Who cares about how good the tea is when there's no one around to drink it? I keep losing. First Rosaline, now you. I'm running out of people who can make me laugh. Honestly, what could be more ridiculous than a multi-centenarian goddess who's only ever had the plain herbal... You'd always brew a different type of tea for me each time. Was it really just a...
Que chá é esse, amiga?
Well, duh. Why else? Watching you squirm was practically my only form of entertainment. Oh, yeah. And Capitano sometimes used to bring Tartaglia around, too. But I guess we won't be seeing him. Well, I guess we are overdue for a get-together. Have Febronia pass a message to Arlecchino for me. It's time for tea, will suffice. Pass along a message for me, too, if you would. My body cannot contain the marrow of 2 moons, so I'll be leaving one of them in her care. Excuse me? Who said you were on the guest list? If my tea meant that much to you, maybe quitting the Patui wasn't your brightest move. Back when you were under the Tsaritsa's protection, no one would have dared come at you so openly. But that protection didn't come for free. In fact, I paid dearly. I just got tired, that's all. I never never wanted any part in their grand ambitions, and I've had enough of being... It brings back memories from the old days, when I was still worshipped as the moon goddess. Centuries on, it may be...
I figured you'd leave eventually. You didn't have as much... The Tsaritsa gave you shelter and protection, but that was it. Nothing more, nothing less. Meanwhile, the Fatui demanded everything from you in return. I get why you left. And frankly, I have no interest in dragging you back just because the higher-ups... But if you keep hanging around with this riffraff, the next time we cross paths...
Guess that's our cue to leave?
That might be your plan. But it sounds like someone else...
Huh?
See for yourselves.
My lady, it's the Wild Hunt. A horde of monsters is headed straight for the...
Another uninvited guest trying to crash my tea party. Clear the area. I'll handle this.
Wait, what? You want us to leave you here by yourself?
You'll be lucky to make it out of this alive. You really think you can afford to worry about... Go on, get out of here. You may have stopped Bologna from crushing him last time, but I've made sure that won't happen again. The entire Experimental Design Bureau... Stay and watch if you want, but it'll be at your own risk. You're not flagged as friendlies in the weapons system. Don't tell me what to do! Look, if you're leaving, make it quick. Or you'll just get in my way. There's a secret passage on the second floor. Stare all you want, Columbina. You're not getting another invitation to my tea party.
I know. But thank you,
This is exactly why you shouldn't hang around with those people. All their melodrama and sentimental nonsense.
Será que ela é amiga do chapeleiro maluco? Eu senti uma vibe assim meio chapeleiro.
Come on then, Mr. Right here. Let's pick up where we left off. It's your Wild Hunt monstrosity versus my beautiful creations. Let's see who comes out on top.
Isso, gente. chega.
So this is your method for investigating Lilliar's past. It almost looks like some kind of ceremony.
Good deduction. But it's quite a different affair from what you're used to with the Frostmoon Scions.
Oh, first time I've ever been in here. Boss always said it was off limits, so I pictured some kind of creepy dungeon. Oh, I guess this must be Sumero decor? That's where Boss is from. And that nice shopkeeper who saw me.
I'm not sure exactly what you've got planned, but it looks like you're all set. When do we begin?
Whenever we wish.
Bom dia, querida, bom dia.
For some, I've never faced Rarer myself. But from what you've told me, his powers, I, on the other hand, am just an ordinary businesswoman. Our paths should never have crossed, yet here I am.
If you ask me, you're about as far from ordinary as it gets. So what are you saying? You're getting cold feet?
Once I take a job, there's no backing out. Still, I have to ask myself if the power-up, and also how to make sure I come out of this alive if things spiral out of control. Death is the one thing we can't take for granted. It is the great equalizer, however fortunate or unfortunate we may otherwise be.
Come on, boss. Lighten up. Quit talking about death. It's bad luck.
For once, I agree with you. When you're up against a foe like Rarir, there's no such... Is there anything I can do to help?
That won't be necessary. I've already made up my mind. Time to cash in a precious favor I've been saving for a rainy day.
Fine.
That shady merchant who sold you an overpriced treasure compass the other day.
Come on, boss. You're pulling my leg again. In what way is she shady? She showed up when I was completely lost and sold me a neat little gadget that was exactly what I needed. Anyway, I know who you're talking about. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. What's the big rush? You dragged me out of a dream where I was literally swimming in Mora. I'm charging double my usual attendance fee. See, look how easygoing she is. After that rude awakening, she could have completely snapped.
Dory Sangamabe? I never would have pictured.
If you want to make it big and not cry, it's all about connections. Lady Nefer just so happens to have a lot of intel that it was back when I first arrived in Moncry. My trusty assistant, the genie in my lamp, had an adversary, and when you know it, that's when I suddenly find myself in a life-or-death situation. Good thing my make. I've been giving her a 30% discount off all of my goods ever since. Now, so that no one here feels left out, I'm willing to extend a 20% discount to fellow friends of Bob, plus any other friends he sent my way will enjoy 10% off. What can I say? The great Lord Sangamabe is... So, let me guess. You've run into some trouble. I've got everything you could possibly...
You guessed correctly. What have you got in the way of...
The one type of gear I've never been short on. What are you looking for? A jetpack fresh from the Academia's labs? An ancient suit of armor, dredged up from the bottom of the sea? At the very least, I need to know what kind of opponent you're dealing with here. If even you're worried about staying alive.
And what if I told you it's someone with the power to bring a nation to its knees?
Is that so? Then we really are talking top-shelf treasures.
Your supply?
A powerful woman, make no mistake. I can't reveal her identity, but luckily for you, I hear she's planning to visit Moncry in the... If you're willing to wait, I can ask her when she's here. Can't say exactly how long that'll be, though.
Then, let me put it another way. What would you do if you encountered an enemy like that? Roll up...
Of course not. I have a handy little trinket from one of my generous suppliers, which... Hold on. What exactly are you getting at? No. This is for my person...
Let's just say I'm borrowing it, all right? Just for insurance purposes. You'll get it back later. Favors are the worst kind of debt to owe, and now you've got a chance to repay one. A win-win situation, don't you think?
Fine. You can borrow it for 5 days. No, make that 3. And for every extra hour after that, I'm charging you 1,000,000 more. Deal?
Deal.
What a way to start the day. Now, was there anything else you wanted? Or can I go back to bed now?
That will be all. Take care now. Don't trip up on your way back, friend.
See you later! You're my...
Excellent. Everything is well and truly ready. The ceremony can now begin. After initiating the ceremony, your minds will follow me wherever I go. You will see many strange things, so remember, don't be frightened. And now then, let us peer into the Raker of Solnari's past.
you're working extra hours tonight. I thought I'd keep myself busy by checking out that new kebab shop. I'll test it out, and if it's as good as everyone's saying... P.S. New stash from the Universitas Maggie's Forum. I brought some goodies home. A few teacups and...
They didn't sign their name. They must have been close. Sounds like they...
I went over to Joseph's for drinks today. They have a fine collection. I went alone. Joseph asked why I came alone, but I didn't really have an answer. He then went on to ask about other things. If you ask me, if he invites me again, chances are I'd still go.
Delindus. That's the same name Warrior mentioned.
Grain imports keep falling. If things don't pick up, we'll soon be back to meat and mushrooms only. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of that new type of mushroom everyone's been into lately. Didn't it start out as a lateral variety? I heard it's even mildly corrosive. Seriously, I don't care if it's an impressive feat of alchemy. That just isn't a
Grain has to be imported, and they're eating a diet of mostly meat and mushrooms. Could it be because Conversar is underground, so it doesn't get much sunlight? That would explain why they use so much stone in their buildings. They even use alchemically modified strains for food. Seems like the people of Conversar don't have many options when it comes to...
I've just about saved up enough now. Time to buy it and keep it somewhere safe.
Making a big purchase. I wonder what it is. He really is a professional. No wonder he's so good at covering his track, despite what he's become. It seems like he's retained certain habits, at least in this one. Did Rary rip it out himself?
Before I met you, I was convinced that my heart was nothing more than a stagnant pool. The burial place of a fallen. It was you who helped me see that my heart hadn't...
This is just trivial sentimentality from the looks of it. Why would he go to the burial place of a fallen moon?
Right here. Over...
É quando eu ligo, não atende.
Dang! Oh, and...
Hello there, Revere. You need not address him. He doesn't get that much free time.
well, I'm flattered.
So,
Gente, é o...
what are we discussing today?
Hey, don't look at me. As far as I see it, you don't need an excuse to help your drink.
Come on, don't give us that. Didn't you say you were about to pop the big question?
Who'd have thought the great Twilight Sword was...
I just didn't expect you to be the first one to settle down and get married.
Yeah. If you told me that a few years ago, I wouldn't have believed you either.
So, you planning to come clean about your job then?
Sure, I'll have to tell her at some point. But I'll need to pick the right time and place. To be honest,
Come on, stop being such a pessimist. For all you know, she could be thrilled. I bet she'll be much more impressed by your actual job than the one she thinks a member of the King's Guard.
of course he does. Anyway, enough about me.
Me? Same old, same old. Nothing much to... What's up, then?
It's not... Vatifoldir. Dainsleif's elder brother. Renowned throughout the court of Conria as the Visionary. Said the possessor was... And yet, despite the gulf between us, he seems to have something to say. Does he even know me? Does he see me as a friend of his brother? Or why did he react so strongly? Was it really to do with what...
Brown, curly hair and brooding blue eyes. So this is what Rara looked like at perfectly normal. Not different from anyone else. As frightening as this monster is in the present, there's something even more...
You're back early?
Our equipment's being serviced today, so I got off earlier than usual. How's your day been? Oh, why the long face? Is something the matter? Has your boss...
Went for a drink with Dane and the others after work.
Isn't that a good thing?
Vatifoldir showed up today, too. You know, things like...
Ah, Mr. Vatifoldir. Yes, I've heard of him. They say that everything he says ends up coming true.
He overheard Dainsleif mention that I'd recently proposed and seemed to have an issue with it. But when I asked what it was, he kept it to himself.
So, you're worried? You could be such a child sometimes. We're nobodies. Why would the Visionary be concerned about us? I'm sure someone in his position has much bigger fish to fry. You worry too much, Revier. We've been together for ages now, and everything's been going so well, has it not? You've even proposed...
So, you do remember. Tell me that.
Like I said, I need some time to decide. You can't just rush into things like this. We may be nobodies in the grand scheme of things, but if we want things to work out, we've still got to plan ahead.
All right. Take your time. Just don't keep me... Nobodies. Sounds about right. Can someone whose gaze is so fixed on a far-flung future even see the present clearly? Besides, the dynasty's fate rests with the king's inner circle. Meanwhile, every idea they come up with, every decision they make, it affects everything. These days, the king is lost in his research. The opposition tried to speak out. Nothing came of it. I'm under no illusions as to why. A man can have 1,000 reasons to carry a sword, but there are few good excuses to use it. Yet the king has never even considered a what becomes of someone who kills on another's behalf.
Tanto que ele pensa...
Can he ever find true peace? Thelendis. It's nothing. You were right. Fate has never smiled upon nobodies like us. There's no reason we can't keep living happily together, cherishing the simple joys of each day as they come.
See? You just need to stay positive, Revier. I can feel your warmth, your breath. You're right there. Just seeing you makes me happy in a way I can't explain. And that's something that no one could ever take away from me. So smile, my love. Let go of that frown.
You're right, Thelendis. I've just been...
That's better. Getting caught up about things like this will only ruin our evening. Speaking of which, all set for the ball tonight? I need to go get ready.
You go ahead. I just have a few things to take care of, then I'll come join you.
Even busier than the big shots, huh?
Fine, I'll go get started. But don't be late. If you keep me waiting too long, I won't be a happy bunny.
Relax. I'll be there. Seriously, though, you drive a hard bargain. You're really gonna leave my proposal hanging and still expect me to take you to the ball?
Well, that goes without saying. I already told everyone I'd be coming with a dance partner. Besides, they're two completely different things. Let's take it one thing at a time.
Alright. Right outfit.
It seems like Rurier was deliberately hiding his ties to the intelligence services by giving the impression that he was just an ordinary member of the Venster Kings. He clearly doesn't want his would-be fiancée to know about his other life. Then again, that's hardly surprising. People in the intelligence trade rarely... Who would have thought we were in the same line of work? Let's dig a little deeper.
Our last operation was resounding success, and all thanks to you, Ray here of Solnari. In total, we apprehended 32 dregs of the Crimson.
After all these years since the dynasty's fall, so many of them still linger on.
Indeed, it cannot be denied. Yet it was destined that the Crimson Moon should be overcome by the eclipse, and that His Majesty, the all-seeing Vinster Conria, has no further need for a dead moon. But alas, there will always be those who refuse to see the truth, choosing instead to romanticize the past.
That's not entirely true. Much about the Crimson Moon era was worthy of remembrance, and many of its secrets remain unsolved to this day. As it happens, that's precisely the field of study my partner is devoted to.
You still haven't told her what you really do for a living.
Where would I even start? How do you tell someone that you're one of the King's hand-picked executioners? That your hands are steeped in blood?
You didn't choose this life, any more than I did. Orphans like us don't get a say.
But I'll sure as heck be the one to pay for it. Speaking of which, we need to be more rigorous in the way we identify direct descendants of the Crimson Moon. Someone, it seems, has strong opinions about my future plans. Most likely my marriage in particular. I have a feeling that we may soon become...
Your concerns are not unfounded. They've taken out many of our colleagues these past few years, and for that very reason. Take care, Ray here of Solnari. I look forward to...
Thanks, Thorkel. This, I never wanted to keep this from you. You're the last person I would ever want to lie to. But that's exactly why I can't tell you everything. There are things you shouldn't know. Things the Moonlit dynasties are a thing of the past. Yet even now with the sun shining high in the sky, there are those who would call forth a dead moon's ghost. Could that be why Vedalfnir held back? Or was it because of some court secret he's not at liberty to share? I have to get a clear answer from him. No matter what happens.
Rurier seems to be very concerned by Vedalfnir and Dainsleif, the Visionary and Twilight Sword. I've investigated this whole area now. Listen, should I try somewhere else? Wait a second.
So, he's late after all. Just you wait, Rurier. You're in for it. Big time.
Are you waiting for someone, ma'am? Could I tempt you into buying some flowers?
Oh, sure. Pick me out a pretty bun.
Thank you. But I'm afraid none of them are as pretty as you.
For someone so young, you sure have a way with words, don't you?
I'm I'm only telling the truth. Look me in the eyes. You'll see I'm not lying. May we have a word in private?
Who are you? And what do...
It doesn't matter who I am. Too many of our kind have fallen lately, so I decided to take the risk of reaching out. Not long ago, the Ray here of Solnari led an assault on one of our strongholds. We suffered many casualties, and many who came to our aid lost their lives as well.
Sorry, I don't know why you're telling me this. And...
Wait, hear me out. This time we finally got a clear look at his face and learned his true identity. His name is Rarier, and he claims to be one of the King's guards.
What did you say?
A cruel irony, isn't it? The man you're sent to marry leads a double life as a brutal executioner. But surely, he must have caught a whiff of the blood on his hands.
Why are you telling me all of this now?
Simple.
How strange. Rarier was nowhere to be seen in that memory. Clearly belonged to the Limnus. Rarier couldn't possibly know what happened if he wasn't even there. Why would her memories appear in his fragment? Ceremony won't last much longer. I think it's time to call it a day.
So that was your doing? Did you just pull us inside Warrior's fragment to spy directly on his memories?
Any more questions, and I'll have to start charging.
I had no idea you could do that, boss! Seriously, that was amazing. I gotta admit, though, I'm itching to see what happens next.
I'm just as curious as you are. But the ceremony only allows for limited time inside. That's all we can see. Luckily, we managed to learn quite a lot.
So far, so good. I just hope the others are doing okay, too. Especially the group with the Traveler. Their mission is a risky one.
Let's hope if you're worried about them, they'll see how they're doing.
If I know Boss, she's gonna need some time to write up all the details and make sure it's all coherent. I'll stay behind to lend a hand, but feel free to head back and meet up with the...